Hello everybody, welcome back to another gaming news update. This is for the week of December 29th. I may do a stream tonight. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it tonight or tomorrow, but it's going to be one of those days. So be sure to tune in. There are no more notifications, and without further ado, let's head to the news. So, PS4 games shock as Sony teases CES 2020 news ahead of Xbox and Nintendo Switch. So, Sony has confirmed that they will be hosting big reveals during CES 2020, with nothing on that scale expected from Xbox or Nintendo. This won't come as a huge surprise to tech followers who usually see some exciting stuff revealed at the expo. But with the PS5 in the offing, there could also be some intriguing teasers for PS4 gamers interested in what's coming next. A new message on the Sony CES website reads, "The future is coming." At CES 2020, Sony is unveiling a unique vision of the future, bringing creativity and technology together like never before to unleash new sensations and emotions. And some fans are reading into this by suggesting the tech giant could be working on a few PlayStation teasers for its event. The Sony CES presentation will be held on January 6th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time in the United States, or 1 a.m. if you live in the UK. This will be the same week that the new PS Plus games for 2020 are released on the PlayStation Store. The expo is being held in Las Vegas and doesn't usually provide a huge amount of gaming news. However, that doesn't mean that no news is shared, even if it might not be covered by the likes of PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo. CES 2019 had Sony hosting a PlayStation section to their booth, including a place where visitors could play PS4 and virtual reality titles, such as the action game Astro Bot Rescue Mission on PlayStation VR. The Sony booth consists of several zones such as visual entertainment, musical entertainment, or PlayStation. Each zone introduces Sony's efforts and products that connect creators and users through the latest hardware and technology and deliver the ultimate entertainment experience to customers. Gran Turismo Sport was also used to showcase Sony's latest crystal LED display systems with TVs and audio hardware, the usual stars of the show for the company. CES, as the official site for CES explains, CES is the world's gathering place for all those who thrive on the business of consumer technologies. They also go on to say it has served as the proving ground for innovators and breakthrough technologies for 50 years, the global stage where next-generation innovations are introduced to the marketplace. Owned and produced by the Consumer Technology Association, or the CTA, it attracts the world's business leaders and pioneering thinkers. CES has a gaming section on its webpage covering what is confirmed for the expo in January 2020. One key location listed as part of CES 2020 is for AR, VR, and gaming, where there will be new tech available to view. The CES site also confirmed, quote, "Discover where digital information and the real world collide and experience the future of immersive entertainment. Through specially designed hardware and software full of cameras, sensors, algorithms, and more, your perception of reality can be instantaneously altered in context with your environment. Experience the latest in gaming and immersive virtual reality. See the latest in head-mounted displays, haptics, eye, head, and motion tracking, 360 video, directional sound, and software." So there is a chance that something big related to gaming could be shared during the event by the likes of Sony. Gamers are always interested in hearing more about what's coming next, and Sony is certainly involved in the future of virtual reality. And if something was confirmed during CES 2020 by Sony, it would make them the first big games company to share news during 2020 ahead of Microsoft and Nintendo. But even with the PS5 on the horizon, Sony could still be using CES 2020 to focus on its other ventures such as TVs and displays. 2020 is shaping up to be a big year for the PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch, with next-gen consoles arriving and cross-generational games expected to be announced in the coming months. So that is pretty fascinating. So the CES Expo, make sure you check it out on the CES website. So boom, right there you have it. Alright, next. In my opinion, I haven't talked about this topic for a little while throughout the gaming news updates, but here is some more information on GTA 6. So, the GTA 6 release date update, great PlayStation news, but Xbox fans won't be happy. So be aware there. So GTA 6 release date news is headlined today with some big news from PlayStation fans that Xbox gamers won't want to hear. As 2019 comes to a close, Grand Theft Auto fans are still waiting to hear official word from Rockstar Games about GTA 6. Just a little review for you guys. It's been over 6 years since GTA 5 was first released, and fans are none the wiser as to when GTA 6 will come out. As fans wait for the official word on GTA 6, the rumor mill has gone into overdrive with some big Grand Theft Auto claims made since RDR2 came out. It's been claimed GTA 6 will be out in 2020. Here's some more review for you. Will be a timed PS5 launch exclusive and will be set in Vice City during the 70s and 80s. And as fans wait for the official word from Rockstar Games on GTA 6, an update has been delivered on one of the biggest Grand Theft Auto claims. The rumor that sparked the flurry of leaks that have emerged this year was originally posted on Pastebin last year. An anonymous poster who said they had knowledge of Sony's PS5 plans claimed the PlayStation markers had paid huge money for timed GTA 6 exclusive rights. They added the deal would lead to GTA 6 being a launch exclusive for the PS5. What's particularly interesting about this rumor is the post got other details about the PS5 correct before they were officially announced. It correctly revealed that the PS5 would be backwards compatible and boast 8K visuals and ray tracing graphics before Sony officially announced this, which could give weight to the claims the poster made about GTA 6. However, recently another alleged leak emerged which, if true, would have shown that GTA 6 was not going to be a PS5 launch title. This alleged leak came courtesy of Russian video game journalist Anton Logvinov, who said the PS5 would not launch with the single exclusive game. Instead, Logvinov claimed the next PlayStation would have a launch lineup made of enhanced PS4 titles. If true, then this would have meant that the PS5 wouldn't have GTA 6 as a timed launch exclusive, which would be music to Xbox fans' ears. These claims from Logvinov were certainly eye-catching, but seemed unlikely for one big reason. In their entire history, Sony has never released a console without having an exclusive title for gamers to pick up on day one. It would be breaking with tradition and be particularly baffling if Sony did this with the PS5 and gifted the Xbox such a huge day one advantage. And now it looks like Xbox fans' joy at the possibility of the PS5 not having any exclusives at launch has been short-lived. According to reliable Kotaku journalist Jason Schreier, the PS5 won't have any cross-gen ports in its launch lineup. Schreier made the claims in the Kotaku split-screen podcast, The Gamer reported in a post online. So this means those PS5 GTA 6 launch rumors are still live for another day, and fans may be finding out soon whether there is any truth in them or not. Sony are believed to be holding a major event in February where the PS5 is expected to be unveiled. Its likely details on the console's launch lineup will be revealed then. And if GTA 6 is indeed a timed PS5 launch exclusive, then it might get officially unveiled at this rumored Sony event. Wow. GTA 6 fans, PS4, Xbox One, I don't really care. Look out for that Sony event that may be coming out because you may be getting some eye-catching stuff. And the next thing I want to talk about, we're going to jump into PC here with the 10 best PC games of the decade. So, I gotta admit, I've seen a lot of games, PC games in my day, and I gotta admit, they're pretty interesting, pretty amazing, and they really suck you in. So let's see what they are of the decade, ladies and gentlemen. So, as we prepare to enter the first decade of this millennium that doesn't require awkward nomenclature like naughties or teensies, it's time to reflect on the best of PC gaming from the last 10 years. What's strange about this era is how contracted it feels, with many games from years ago remaining relevant through mods, expansions, and resiliently high player counts. It's been a decade of long shelf lives, expansive RPGs, and marrying off cousins to horses and other cousins in medieval grand strategy. It's been a great decade on PC, so as a thank you and a hurrah to the teens, we've put together the best PC games to have come out since 2010. And here we go with the list. Number 10, Minecraft. You don't need to have so much as dug a hole or mined a cube of ore in Minecraft to appreciate its impact on gaming. It's the digital Lego that Lego itself could only dream of being, letting players of any age unleash their creativity on the now iconic voxel-based world. It's inadvertently pioneered the survival genre too, and it's hard to imagine games like Rust or DayZ, and subsequently PUBG and Fortnite, existing without Minecraft's deceptively challenging survival mode where you need to eat, build, and fend off those insufferable monsters. Number 9, Sid Meier's Civilization V. It's strange to think that the elder of the two currently played Civilization games came out nearly 10 years ago, with it still being the 25th most actively played game on Steam at the time of writing. Its longevity can be attributed partly to the fact that it remains the most accessible game in the series, with elegant systems from religion, diplomacy, and strategic one-unit-per-tile warfare. Yet, yes, the AI is shonky in the vanilla game, but that's where Vox Populi comes in an expansive community mode, or mod, that adds tons of great mechanics from Civs gone by, and fixes many of the base game issues. It's arguably the deepest Civilization experience across the entire series. Number 8, Crusader Kings 2. Treachery, greed, duplicity, and Machiavellianism, wow, big word, are just some of the conniving qualities you'll be calling on when playing Crusader Kings 2. It's a game where the pen is often mightier than the sword, but a poisoned chalice at a feast or a lie about the legitimacy of your bastard child can be more powerful still. This medieval This medieval strategic sandbox puts you in charge of a noble dynasty, be that a lowly duke in Dorset or the caliph of a Middle Eastern kingdom. You preserve your bloodline across generations through historical events like crusades and plagues, as well as endless emergent challenges that arise over the years. Its breadth of possibilities makes it one of the big best story generators in all gaming, and it'll be fascinating to see if the recently announced sequel can rule the next decade as harmoniously as its predecessor did this one. Number 7. Rocket League. Low-gravity, rocket-fueled cars and football may seem like strange bedfellows, and utterly banal if you're interested in neither racing or football. But Rocket League is the gestalt of these two things, creating a new sport altogether that's been a phenomenon since it came out in 2015. Rocket League is completely physics-based and takes full advantage of that through polished mechanics that make for an infinitely high-skill ceiling. Whether you're scrapping around with friends in local 2v2 matches, or expertly air dribbling the ball across the pitch in the upper online leagues, Rocket League is a game that is as shambolic or as balletic as the amount of effort you put into mastering it. It's the most deserving surprise hit of the decade, and we can all agree with that. And number 6, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, the game that never dies, having been resurrected on every major console since its initial launch in 2011. But few will dispute the idea that this majestic RPG, set in one of the most atmospheric open worlds in gaming, is at its best on PC. Because while the base game is a classic in its own right, letting you become a hero or simply embrace the life of an adventurer, until you take an arrow to the knee, that is, the game lives on through its modding community. It's here that you can make Skyrim look, feel, and play like it was released yesterday, and it's what makes the game an ever-ongoing improvement over what it was back in 2011. Number 5. Divinity: Original Sin 2. Few developers have benefited from Kickstarter itself at a distinctly teens phenomenon like Larian Studios. While previous games in the series were always hampered by publisher and budgetary problems, Kickstarter crowdfunding let Larian off the leash, setting them free to make two of the deepest, most rewarding RPGs of all time. Original Sin 2 builds on the already impressive original, expanding the tactical combat, increasing the impact of your decisions on the world, and offering unthinkable amounts of whimsically written quests. The multiplayer is quite possibly the best that's ever been integrated into a full-blooded RPG too. Number 4. Dishonored 2. Sneaking high into our list, then blinking over and sticking a blade into the bemused face of the many people who haven't played this game. It didn't sell well. Dishonored 2 takes its place among the decade's aristocracy. Arcane Studios' immersive sim builds on the spirit of the old Thief games, casting you as a preternaturally gifted assassin in a beautifully imagined steampunk world. The sequel takes us to the sunny climes of Karnaca, where you play as either Corvo or deposed Empress Emily Caldwin to try and restore the latter to the throne. From the varied and multi-layered levels to the spectacular combos of deadly skills you can string together to dismember your enemies, Dishonored 2 is a treat for the senses and a technical marvel. Here we go, the top 3 games. Number 3, Portal 2. No one expected much of the original Portal when it was first bundled with the orange box, but it says a lot about the puzzler's brilliance that we were all holding our breath for the sequel. And it didn't disappoint. Portal 2 is a first-person puzzle game where you use one of the greatest guns in gaming, the portal gun, to progress through a series of increasingly difficult and mind-bending obstacles. This already compelling game is bolstered by a brilliantly written story which casts the voice of Stephen Merchant as a megalomaniacal AI trying to destroy your plucky little robot protagonist. It's one of the best ever on-rails narrative experiences with nary a human character in sight. Number 2, Dark Souls. If we judge influence by the number of imitators that came in a game's wake and the rise of a whole genre in its name, then Dark Souls is the most influential game of the last decade. A hostile world where death is both frequent and consequential, a contiguous kingdom ingeniously interconnected by shortcuts and an enigmatic story that's scattered among the drifting characters and dark corners of the forlorn keeps, caves, and villages. These are the traits of a Souls-like, but 9 years on none of them, including its own sequels, execute them as precisely as the original Dark Souls. It's a game that dared to be formidable and uncompromising, and rewarded those of us who persevered through its initial obscurity with an inimitable sense of suspense and satisfaction. And the number one game of the decade is, I think I may know what this is, but I'm not sure. Oh wow, it's not. The number one game of the decade is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. There's something comforting about the fact that the best RPG and game of the decade wasn't a high fantasy outing from a long-established publisher, but one inspired by the little-known fables of Eastern European folklore, and released by a Polish developer. The Witcher 3 is a multifarious triumph. It pulls you into endless memorable moments, from the struggles of villagers contending with war and monsters lurking in the surrounding woods, to the understated compassion of its maligned hero Geralt of Rivia as he searches for his prodigy Ciri. It's one of the biggest, most detailed and intimate open worlds created, a haunting yet beautiful zenith of gaming that's a barometer of how much the medium has progressed over the last 9 years. So there you go. Those are your top 10 PC games of the decade, and that is it for today's gaming news update. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. I may do a stream tonight or tomorrow. If I do one tomorrow, then I may do a New Year's Eve stream. I'm not really sure, but I may just do that. We'll have to see. So, we'll see about that, but leave a like, comment, subscribe. I will see you for the next video, but as always, peace, keep calm, and keep flying. See ya.